So last month, I started documenting my wife's journey to $10,000 a month on TikTok Shop affiliate from absolutely zero. Now, most people try this and they usually quit after like making 50 bucks, or they just try it for a month and they don't make any sales, or they honestly just don't really try too hard. And then usually they move on to the next shiny object that they have in front of their eye. But after posting 42 videos on TikTok Shop, I helped her make over $4,400 in sales on her first month ever trying TikTok Shop. And those 42 videos took her less than 8 hours to make total out of the first month that she did. So out of 8 hours of work, she made $4,400 in sales. I would personally say that's pretty good for somebody who has no experience to this whatsoever. But now we just finished month 2, and these numbers are absolutely insane for a second month for anybody who's doing TikTok Shop. And you can truly see the snowball effect with these numbers as you'll see them here in this video. Now, what I'm about to show you is not just getting lucky. It is the actual results of those specific changes that we implemented for her that you can implement on your own as well. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these changes are and how to implement them for yourself starting today. Now, let me show you exactly where we started on this entire journey. Month 1 was June, and that was her first month doing TikTok Shop. She started and she made in that total month $359.99 in commission. That's a total of $4,400 in sales. That's after completely starting from zero on June 7th. Now, we knew that things were working because $300 and something is actually really good for your first month, especially for a beginner who's never really made content before. But we wanted to figure out what was working and how we could double down on those things and ultimately discard the things that weren't working. Now, change number 1 was the script. The problem that she was facing was that her original scripts that she was writing were not converting viewers into buyers. The moment that you can get viewers to buy your product, it creates this snowball effect where people end up purchasing, and then TikTok goes, oh, this video is worthy of getting more viewers because people are purchasing it, and it creates that flywheel effect. So we needed to figure out how to get these viewers to buy the product, and then also how to get her to stop sounding as timid or as boring as she did, which honestly she did. So these are the solutions that we implemented to kind of help fix those problems, which more than likely you have as well. She started talking about the problem that people were facing without the product, and then showing the solution that they could have if they owned it. Showing people a problem and then showing them this product that can be the solution to it ultimately sells people like crazy. The next solution was showing this product in the environment that it's meant to be filmed in. This is otherwise known as the environmental authority filming technique. For example, try and imagine that you are like at a beach and you have your umbrella and you're trying to sell somebody this umbrella. It makes more sense at the beach, right? But if I tried to sell you an umbrella and I showed it you here in my office with it, it would make no sense. People wouldn't really see the benefit of it as much. We're all humans, we're visual learners, generally speaking, so it's just easier for us to see the product in the environment it's supposed to be in. Those are the things that we figured out we needed to fix, so now we need to move into how to actually train her. We honestly did a lot of living room kind of recording sessions where we would record and then we would sit down together in the living room and we would go over her voiceovers and how her tonality and how the script sounded. Those living room sessions were actually really helpful for her. But again, like I said, we only spent like 8 hours doing this total for the month because she works a full-time job. I work full-time. I do this with you guys. So it is hard for us to get to it. But 8 hours of work making that many sales is pretty impressive in my opinion. But we were very intentional during that 8-hour session to actually implement good tactics to fix. And another technique is actually talking to the camera like it's your best friend on a FaceTime call. Learning how to get comfortable talking on camera like it's just anyone else that you'd ever talk to is actually the best method you can have. The other thing we ended up implementing was actually a structure for her scripts. So we have a full-blown structure that she can use, or a ChatGPT prompt that we use that actually helps her walk through these steps. But for everybody wondering, I highly recommend a 4-step framework. You go from hook, you go to the body of your video, and then you go to the price anchor, and then the call to action. There are so many things I could dive into on each one of those little framework things, but I highly recommend just learn about what a good hook looks like, and then just talk about your personal experiences with a product like that, and then you're probably good to go. So at this point, Monet had the script and framework down perfectly. She was talking to the camera like she was honestly chatting with her best friend, which is amazing. It actually felt natural. But we noticed that she was still making around $12 a day in commission, which is not amazing, but it's still a good start. And that's when we discovered one major thing that was kind of holding her back from her big payday, so to speak. It had nothing to do with her scripts. It had nothing to do with her filming techniques. It had everything to do with the products that she chose. I cannot stress enough how important the products you choose actually are. One of the biggest things that I see is people who choose bad products. And when I say bad products, I just mean that it's not conducive for making it easier for you to actually go viral. Oftentimes my wife is picking products that have been super saturated, or they're products that like everybody's already tried to promote and she just wants it because she's like, no, this is something I would want and I could make a video on it. But it's not really a very visual product. It's not a very viral product or anything that people really truly want to watch on camera. And also these products are oftentimes very saturated and have been sold to like crazy, and these kind of kill your conversion rates. I'm actually picturing some of the videos in my head of the ones that she posted that didn't really do well. They got under 500 views each, and it was because she chose a bad product and it wasn't really easy for her to make the product very interesting on camera. So what we needed to do was have a good strategy to this and actually finding viral products in a good manner, as in like finding them on TikTok Shop Marketplace with good filters, low competition, and have a good algorithm boost to maybe a campaign that's happening currently, or something that is like very visually interesting on camera. This is the same method that my sister did, and she is now over $8 million in sales on this app and is TikTok Shop's #1 for home and living products on the entire app. And this is obviously also the same thing that my wife did, and now she is breaking through with this content and picking these products that ultimately make really good money. So now my wife Monet has the right products, she has the right frameworks for her scripts. Those are two things where honestly, like we could see immediate like kind of potential for more success. But then we noticed some strange things happening in her analytics, and I highly recommend if you haven't checked your analytics, go do it. We noticed that people were watching her videos longer and they were clicking through the products a lot more. But the problem was, again, they weren't buying the product. They were getting a lot of views. Like she was getting at this point, millions of views. One of her videos is at like 1.7 million views, but she didn't really sell much. I think she sold like $2,000 in product on almost 2 million views, which is not very good. So that was the invisible barrier between interest and purchase. That was like what we couldn't figure out. That was until we figured out that there was one psychological thing that was kind of holding us back completely that we honestly just didn't see. And I don't know why we didn't see it, because it's something that I've fixed many times before in my own content. And that is picking the products based on the environments that they get filmed in. Generic products that are kind of boring or people have seen a million times are really hard to promote unless they have some crazy unique feature that no other product has that's similar to it. We were filming a lot of these products kind of just in environments that they weren't supposed to be filmed in. Like I would take this product with her and we would go film it in like our backyard in a tent, and like it wouldn't really convert. And we were wondering why. And it's like, well, because we're in a backyard, we're not really in the environment that this product's supposed to be filmed in. We also noticed that she was doing a lot of talking head style videos, and these tend to have really low conversion rates because most people are doing this style and people are tired of seeing that style all over their For You page. On top of that, we could tell that people were not feeling like there was an authentic product demonstration with these products. Like you could not demonstrate a lot of the ones that she was trying to post. So the solution that we had to actually fix this was filming these products in the right environment. So if it's a visor for your car, you put it in your car and you film it in your car. You don't film it on your living room table or something like that. Another idea is, instead of just filming these camping products in our backyard, we would have these camping products in a tent with other camping products inside of the tent. We kind of stage the whole area. And the funny thing is that's more work, yes, but the result of that more work is so much higher than you would actually expect. Because the thing is that no one else is actually putting in that work like you are. Once we started doing stuff like that, that's when we saw these products start to convert so much more for the amount of views. If you remember what I told you, we had a video get 1.7 million views and only make probably a couple $1,000s in sales. I'd have to check. But then we posted another video, and this one has 57,000 views, but we fixed all of those things, and she is at $8,000 in sales on that one video at 57,000 views. Now, I believe that these styles outperform these talking head style videos where people are just holding a product over their head. I believe that they actually perform better because you can fully demonstrate these products so much more, and people can visually see the problem being solved. So now Monet had all three of these puzzle pieces kind of put together. And when these three pieces kind of came together, that's when we saw her sales skyrocket. Like I mentioned, she did really good with that one video, and that video made up for a majority of her sales. And again, it was just a small amount of views. So in month 2, Monet made $10,000 in sales. $10,000, I'm looking at it right now, $10,000 in sales $1,300 in commission, and she only did 896,000 views compared to her previous month, which was way more. So basically what this is telling me is that we are converting way more for lower amounts of views, which is what we want. Now, if you're watching this video and you are like, I want to get this conversion stuff down, I want to figure out what's wrong with my account and like what I'm doing wrong as well, like my wife here, I totally get it. And look, I know that I could honestly teach all of this stuff to Monet in private, but there are so many of you, hundreds, if not thousands of you guys that want the same kind of guidance that she does. You want to ask these questions in real time with me. You want to get these products like to see if they're actually good products or bad products, and probably even have someone look over your scripts and your content to see if it's working and how to actually improve on it. That's exactly why I opened up my small group mentorship, where I teach it the exact same way that I'm teaching my wife, as well as my sister and my mom, who have we combined out of all of our family members, I think it's like 21 million in sales. This is where I personally help my members review their content, study their data, and see why content is working or why it's not working. I only open 7 slots a week because I can only help so many people at a time. So it's a small group, again, but if you are interested and this seems like something you would actually be interested in, I will have it all linked down in the description below.